Do you need a different style of Supercross preview video for the 2026 season that's about to start this weekend? Don't worry, AlwaysMoto Network has you covered. Welcome into the first emergency department update for 2026 Supercross season. That's right, it's a preview show about the fitness and injury status of our elite riders and, well, some of our not so elite riders. It's brought to you by TechnicMotorsport.com, who have you covered for all your suspension needs. Let's get to the list. Plenty of riders returning, plenty of riders already out for the 2026 season. That's how this thing goes in Supercross. But I've got a question for you to start with. How many injuries do we normally get at Anaheim 1 as an average over the past 5 seasons? Think about it. We'll give you the answer at the end of the video. All right, we have to start with Jet Lawrence. Supercross has not been his game since he's gone to the 450s. Yes, he won in his rookie season, but now the second season in a row that he would be heading into as favourite, he's out before it's even begun, in this case for 2026. Broken talus. That's the bone in the heel area. It's not pretty, but given his history with recovery, I'm betting he'll be back for at least a few rounds of Supercross at the end of this season. Justin Barcia will be at Anaheim 1 on his brand new Troy Lee Designs Ducati. Unfortunately, Bart, he'll be coming in a little underprepared. A collarbone fracture in the preseason will leave his fitness level a little behind where he would like it to be come Anaheim 1. But watch him build across the season. Julian Beaumer, the number 13 on the Red Bull KTM 250 side of things. He had that burst fracture in SMX at the end of last year in his L3 vertebrae. He's out for Supercross. Keep an eye on this one. I'm not sure how this is going to go. This is a potentially lot longer injury recovery than they are leading on at this stage, and it's still early days. This timeline could extend, could shorten. Let's keep an eye on it. Joe Shimoda, the HRC Honda rider, the man with the 250 SMX title from 2025, he is out at the moment with a neck fracture sustained in preseason Supercross testing. No ETA on him yet, but there is a 6-week buffer from the start of West Coast to East Coast. Will he make that, or will he take the slower approach depending on how that injury recovery goes and miss all of Supercross, or even just come back for the West Coast swing at the end, or miss it altogether and just be prepared for the motocross title? Who knows? We're going to have to keep an eye on Joe Shimoda and his recovery. Jordan Smith won't be making his 450 Triumph debut just yet. Unfortunately, an end-of-season repair to his shoulder is still requiring recovery time. He will be back on that 450 probably by the time we head east. So keep an eye out for Jordan Smith and that Triumph on the 450 class in about 6 weeks. Another rider with a bit of a pre-season bump in the road, let's say, RJ Hampshire in his first full 450 season in Supercross, had a crash pre-season that left him a little bit underprepared. How will his fitness be at this stage? Again, underprepared's the word. Similar to Justin Barcia, watch him build over the season. Aaron Plessinger is going to be online at Anaheim 1, but he missed the end of the motocross and super motocross playoffs with illness. That illness, little bit not well defined or prescribed in terms of recovery for him, in terms of medications or nutrients, etc. How this looks for him in 2026 Supercross, we are yet to find out. Is he fully over that illness? Is he underprepared fitness-wise because he took a little bit longer to get back onto the bike in pre-season for Supercross? These are all questions you'll find out in a couple of weeks' time when you either see Aaron battling to the end of the Supercross Moto main events or fading at the end of those main events. That'll be the telltale sign. Hopefully for Aaron Plessinger, he's all clear and we're just making it up at this point. Lux Turner is on the entry list for Anaheim 1 in the 250 West, but will he be on the gate? He's still recovering from the fracture that he sustained in Melbourne during the Australian Supercross Series. What will his season look like? If he does get back for these opening 6 rounds, it's going to be average in those first ones. Look for Lux and that speed he found in Australia to show its head in that second half of the West Coast Series. Chance Hymas will be back on his HRC Honda 250 in the West Coast Division this weekend. He has recovered from his ACL repair that was required mid-motocross season last year. This will be an interesting season for Chance Hymas. How this recovery goes. He's had multiple ACL injuries over the previous few years of his young career so far. He should be well and truly prepared, but he's been back on the bike for some time, training without issue, at least that we know of, up to the lead up to Anaheim 1. Look for chance to have a solid season in Supercross, barring any few further issues. Look, there's plenty of other injuries and returns that we could talk about here, but how long do you want this video to be for an opening round for Anaheim 1 in our emergency department? If you've got someone you want us to talk about, drop it in the comments below. But for now, that is our updates as we head to Anaheim 1. We almost forgot the answer to our question at the beginning of the video. What's the average number of injuries per Anaheim 1 for the last 5 years? Unfortunately, it's pretty high. 6.4 injuries is our average per Anaheim 1 over the last 5 seasons. That's way too many. And that's despite no Dragonbacks and 9 whoops being changed in recent years. So all that being said and done, who are you looking forward to the most with their return over this coming season from the injury list we've just done? Drop their name below in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date, because we're going to be back next week giving you the updates from what happened at Anaheim 1.